When I first started using it, I used it for the holiday, if you remember. So that was a big deal. We had hundreds and hundreds of orders for Thanksgiving. So that was a lifesaver, kind of putting those all together. And I said, I'm just going to try it for this one holiday, see how it goes. If it's awful, I won't go forward with it. But we really liked it. And we were like, wow, this is awesome. So we kept going with it. So. Hi, my name is Shaunna Witt. My husband Randy and I own Witt BBQ in Rosenberg, which is a suburb of Houston, just outside of Houston. We've been in business for 22 years, doing catering, and then just most recently, about 8 years ago, we opened our barbecue restaurant. So we serve Texas-style barbecue, brisket, sausage, all the sides, and ribs, and all that good stuff. So before HoneyCart, we struggled with keeping our catering orders, the reporting in line, trying to figure out what supplies we needed to order, what orders we had coming up, that sort of stuff. We manage our restaurant on a POS system, and we needed a separate system to keep the catering because that's kind of a whole different animal. So we really struggled to find something that would allow us to manage all of that. So we used an invoicing system, and we would create invoices, but then we would kind of manually have to create spreadsheets to figure out what food we needed to prepare, the inventory type stuff. Now with HoneyCart, it's kind of all in one space. We've got an invoice. We can send it to the customer. We can look at what we need to produce and what orders we have on what days, and all of the reporting is there. So everything in one place has been really helpful, and the customer can pay online. So that's great. Yeah, I usually software like this is kind of difficult to learn. That was one thing. I've picked up a lot of different software that was cumbersome. It was hard to learn, and I ended up not using it because of the time that it took to learn it. But this was pretty simple. That the cost is always, usually on these things, the cost is very prohibitive. It's just so expensive. This was very cost effective. And you could kind of build on what you actually needed. A lot of times other catering software, you have to pay for a lot of things that we really didn't need. With this, I like the way I could kind of pick and just, use the things that I needed and add on if I wanted to. So that was good. Yes, and I've gone through 3 or 4 different software programs they just took too much of my time to learn them. And it was, like I said, too complicated. I don't have time for that. This was really simple to learn and easy. Or I'd have to schedule a full-on training, and it was just hard, and I would have to get my whole team together. My team was able to open it up and figure it out fairly quickly. It's not too hard. When I first started using it, I used it for the holiday, if you remember. So that was a big deal. We had hundreds and hundreds of orders for Thanksgiving. So that was a lifesaver, kind of putting those all together. And I said, I'm just going to try it for this one holiday, see how it goes. If it's awful, I won't go forward with it. But we really liked it. And we were like, wow, this is awesome. So we kept going with it. So just several hours of making spreadsheets and, creating an invoice, putting it in a separate spreadsheet, 2 separate places to go, then going over to the cash register and ringing up the order and processing the credit card through that. That was the third system we were using. So with HoneyCart, we kind of combined it all together. I would say several hours, 5 to 10 hours a week. I think it's perfect for smaller caterers that don't have a lot of bells and whistles and all of the rooms and the extra offsite catering type stuff. To me, it's a simple way to put together basic catering orders. I would say some caterers have a lot of rentals and a lot of stuff like that. They might need something more complicated, but I think this is great for just basic organization of your catering orders,